Welcome to my latest battle report. It is the end of all things, my Death Guard warband versus Dark Angels. I say Dark Angels, this is a Dark Angel successor chapter called the Praetors of Albion. But one thing that the Dark Angels do, and all the Dark Angel successor chapters do, is share each other's secrets, work together, help each other out. They've been investigated by the Inquisition more than once because they said that they split up during the scouring into loads of individual chapters. But did they really? What secrets do they keep? And in the Albion system, which is 7 planets floating around near the edge of the Cadian sector, are the Praetors of Albion, a Dark Angel successor chapter. And since the fall of the Cadian Gate, they've been under attack from many, many Xenos threats, and of course, chaos. And now the end of all things have come to this planet, Albion 3, to pollute, to corrupt, to destroy. This battle report takes place at the Sanctum Ashen, which is one of the holiest parts of the Albion system, and we're playing this janky deployment and a vital ground. The end of all things have landed, and we mean to drive the Astartes back. I'm the heretics. Mean to drive the Astartes back and take some vital ground and then pollute and raise some Nurgle totems all over the place. But the EMP pulses are all over the place. There's loads of Vox static. Basically, if we want to do a CP reroll, it's going to cost us 2 CP instead of 1. And the way Vital Ground works is you get 3 CP in the command phase if you control your own objective, the one in your own deployment zone. You get 4 CP if you control the one in No Man's Land, or one of the ones in No Man's Land. And you get 5 CP if you control your opponent's deployment zone. So 3, 4, and 5, depending on where the objectives are. And you also get 1 point at the end of every battle round for each enemy unit you destroy. The battle mat is from P-Work Wargames. All the lovely scenery, apart from the GW stuff that you see and the bunkers and things, are from marchofwar.co.uk. One last thing, if you want to get loads of extra videos from me, or if you just want to support me, then consider becoming a channel member. And that unlocks lots of extra videos in the Discord, or you can join me in the deployment zone, where I post all the extra videos, and we have a Discord as well. So one or the other, up to you. And we welcome to the channel for the first time, Crimson J. Say hi, Crimson J.
Hi, Crimson J.
Why Dark Angels?
They're very noble. And, knights. Why wouldn't you choose knights?
Space knights in space with bolters and things.
Exactly.
But you said you start off as an ultramarine. They're space knights, aren't they? So
They are kind of space knights, but yeah, I'm no longer a poster boy. I want something with a bit more lore and something a bit more chivalric.
You have a whole lore for the Praetors of Albion, which is glorious. So I mean to infect your lore, pollute it, corrupt it from the inside out. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready to stop that happening, definitely.
Are you ready for a little bit of corruption, though? Don't you want a little bit of corruption?
Oh, a little bit of corruption. Well, hey, Chaos, Dark Angels.
I'm sure, yeah. Here is my Death Guard warband, the end of all things. Just under 2,000 points of a battalion here, and I'm led by Typhus. Haven't brought him along for a while, and now we're in a new system, a new sector of space. He's coming along, and so of course he's brought some Death Shroud Terminators along with him because he wants some bodyguard goodness. Yeah, he's going to be leading the charge, and I say leading the charge, I'm very likely to leave him in the teleportarium while he watches all the other troops and everything else, how they get on first before he deep strikes in, because he's a selfish kind of guy, and that's what he does. He is a psyker, and he knows miasma of pestilence and putrescent vitality. So he's a bit of a beefcake, and also he allows reroll hit rolls of 1. Oh, should also mention Death Guard. Death Guard have the contagions ability, so the closer you get to them, then your toughness gets reduced by 1, and that contagion sweeps out across the battle grid as the game continues. They're also never slowed by terrain, and the malicious volleys are at max range. So yeah, we slowly march our way forward, spreading the contagion. Fluffy's coming in too. I've given him Rotten Constitution, so he can ignore AP -1, -2. We all ignore AP -1 at the moment anyway, with Armour of Contempt. But he also ignores AP -2. And I've given him the Plague Skull of Glothilla, which is a once per battle Holy Hand Grenade. That does mortal wounds. There are 4 units of 7 Plague Marines. Power Fist on the Sergeant all the way across. And the units at the front have Plague Burst. Not Plague Burst. What are they called? Light launchers and plasma. The two at the front are a bit more shooty. The two at the back, I did put plasma in there as well, but are a bit more punchy with flails and extra weapons and things like that. The idea is that the two a bit more punchier units go in the rhinos, the two bit more shootier units move around and shoot. We also have two haulers coming in, two halbrutes coming in, one with Laz and a halbrute hammer, one with Melter and the Power Scourge, and two Plague Burst crawlers as well. So quite a fair amount of armour trying to take this vital ground, trying to move their way across this battle grid and push the Praetors of Albion back with some interesting units, some nasty units, deep striking in a bit later in the game. And this is 2,000 points worth of Dark Angels, the Praetors of Albion. Dark Angels, if they stand still, they hit on one better,
yeah,
right?
Stand still, shoot good.
And the Deathwing stuff has natural transhuman all the time,
Yep.
so they can't be wounded on a 1, 2, 3. I think your dude's Deathwing as well.
He is, yes.
But we're in the Albion system. We've come to your place. Tell us about your narrative.
Yeah, so we're a part of the Albion system today. Albion used to have 7 planets, but unfortunately since the fall of Cadia, it's now 6. It's a bit of a touchy subject, but Albion 4's scattered around us. More on that in a little bit. But
we've already blown it up. Someone
blew it up.
Yeah.
I won't say who blew it up, but
Okay.
it might have been Chaos.
Okay.
We're looking for some revenge today.
Yep.
So they've been on the back foot since the fall of Cadia. Dark Angels, they're very keen on their relics, my subchapter, and also have a few hidden secrets away. There might be 1 or 2 fallen being very much interrogated deep within the bowels of planets.
Nice.
And of course, as on the back foot, they've gotten very used to city fighting. You might be able to see they've all got some camo cloaks on there. They do like a little bit of strike and guile. But importantly, you'll notice throughout the army, swords galore.
Right.
So the sword is a very important badge of office to my chapter. You'll notice that all of the mightiest warriors, the sergeants and the characters all carry a sword as a demonstration of their abilities to command and fight.
Martial prowess and all that.
Exactly.
I love it.
Leading from the front.
Yes. So successor chapter on the edge of the Cadium system, which has come under attack since the fall of Cadia, pushing the heretics and the renegades back and back and back. I do love the fact that even on your dreadnought, you said that he was one of the Deathwing ones, and he's kept his shield and his sword with him.
He has indeed, yeah.
No one else can take that from him. I love it. So a noble chapter, under siege, and now the end of all things has arisen. Worth pointing out, all these camo cloaks took you a very long time to do.
They did. It was a fantastic idea to start with.
Yeah.
I loved painting the first one, but some painting block did arise here and there. But now that it's done,
So these are 2 units of intercessors.
Yes.
With just the camo cloaks are there for show, and OMG, what a show! But you did put power swords on the sergeants. Love that, and you've got a unit of heavy intercessors as well. So those are your troops. But along the front, talk us through your command structure and what have you spent the points on.
Okie dokie. So we've got a big threat today. So a lot of the chapter hierarchy has decided to take the front of this battle.
Yeah.
So we'll start with my Blade Master, Jan Pridwin. He's leading the faction here and trying to fight back this chaos filth to stop them just defiling our...
We are filth.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So Jan Pridwin, part of the Deathwing himself.
Yep.
He is the commander of all these forces and the leader of the Blades of Albion. He's got the free warlord trait, which is Rites of War. So he's going to give a 6-inch bubble to anything that doesn't already have OBSEC. Again, very helpful for those Blade Guard.
Yes.
And he also has -1 damage because he's a very tough boy and doesn't want to go down easy.
Brilliant.
Moving on, we then have the Chief Librarian. Again, as I said, all of the big chaps are coming out to play.
Okay.
So this is Chief Librarian Killian Noble.
Nice.
He's also had a CP spent on him. As he's a chief librarian, he should be good at casting powers, so he is a psychic master.
+1 to cast, right?
Indeed.
Can he cast 3 as well? Is that what they do, or is it just +1 to cast? I think it's no 3, isn't it?
Chief knows 3, and the psychic mastery allows him to +1 to cast.
Yes.
So the 3 he knows is Mind Wipe, Aversion, Trephination, and of course the good old Smite in the back pocket.
Okay.
If you need it.
And then along here.
Yeah, I have my Pennant Bearer, with a fancy name, again, just when I finished painting him, came up. Luger Targaryen.
Brilliant.
Carries the Pennant of Remembrance.
You've written Praetors of Albion on the banner there.
Just about, yeah.
That must have been good work. Well done. So what does the relic banner do for the Dark Angels? Different one.
Yeah, so it's a -1 damage. You select it in the command phase.
Yeah.
And for this battle, it'll probably just stay on the Blade Guard.
So he's got -1 damage.
He does.
He chucks it on -1 damage. So suddenly your Death Guard are a bit... Sorry, not your
They're
Death Guard.
They are basically Death Guard. We're stealing your abilities. But
they
aren't Chaos, I promise.
Okay.
So he's encouraging them on, and also has the standard 4-up. Things can fight as they're going down.
Yeah. And then Chief Apothecary on a Ravenwing bike.
Yeah, correct. So this is Piran Locke.
Yeah.
He is the Chief Apothecary. As said, everyone has come out to play today. He's very keen to protect the gene seed of the chapter. So he's hopped on a bike to make sure he can chase down any heretic or fallen that might pop out.
Nice.
Of course, Chief Apothecary and Selfless Healer, it would be foolish not to, so I spent a CP on him and some points.
Yeah, you absolutely must not let the Death Guard have a toehold on your world and take this vital ground, because you're already under siege, and then having a full Chaos Warband suddenly rampaging across the third planet. Well, the narrative of your force might change considerably if I win. One of your friends plays Death Guard as well, right?
He does indeed, yeah. I'm sure he'll love that. He can carry on the fight for you.
Ravenwing Knights.
Yes, so I have 5 Ravenwing Black Knights, the cavalry of the Predators. It being a feudal world, of course, knights on horseback. Yeah. Eventually, when technology came around, they ditched the horses, and they now steel horses.
Yep.
Halen and all that.
They all have Corvus hammers, which you're representing by the swords because of your narrative, and the banner is just there for show because it looks awesome.
It does, and it encourages the rest of the guys to fight that extra little bit harder. And hey, you can always whack someone with a banner, can't you?
You can always whack someone with a banner, yeah. Honoured Brother in a Dreadnought with the Plasma and the Skyfar. This is a normal unit for Hellblasters, right?
It is, yeah. Standard plasma guns?
Plasma? I don't know what they're...
Incinerators.
They're the strength set. Yeah, that's the ones.
Love to incinerate themselves.
Your unit of Eradicators as well. And in the backfield, I forgot what the name of these things are.
Eliminators.
Eliminators.
They're going to eliminate some death.
Well, they've got sniper rifles, so they can target characters.
Yeah, they will scratch them with your paint, I reckon.
And I believe they hit on 2s as well or something.
Yeah,
I think so. So you've got a high foot and mobile armour. Not armour. You've got a high foot mobile infantry type force spreading their way across the battle grid, trying to protect the Sanctum Asham. I do have melters and things, but there's only really one vehicle to take out here. So, and you've got the ability to get back up again, and you've got some toughness. I've got a high number of troops. You've got a high number of troops. This should be a very interesting fight.
There might be a load left at the end of the game, we'll see.
And you brought along some of the masters of the chapter. So you cannot fail.
I can't. And those are some scouts I really don't want you to have.
Yeah, let's go to deployment. And we're deployed for this battle for vital ground at the Sanctum Asham on Albion 3. A large footprint is down on this side of the battle grid. Fluffy's there, along with 2 Hell Brutes, and in both of those rhinos are 7 Plague Marines. So there's 14 Plague Marines and a Demon Prince with 2 Hell Brutes coming this way. So Crimson Joey put his big rock down here. His captain of the Blade Guard. We have the Heavy Intercessors and the Eradicators down here. And along with one big squad of Ravenwing as well, along with the Apothecary. We need to mention as well, the Sergeant in the Blade Guard squad. Where is he? The guy with the flaming sword that looks really cool. Yeah. Is it this guy?
That's the one.
He's the last survivor of Albion 4, which got nuked.
It did. It's a nice ring around the system of pretty rocks. There's a couple of cannons still strapped to it, but...
a couple of cannons strapped to... Yeah, so he's got... it's digital weapons, but what it is a flaming sword. And what that means is, if you're hit with a flaming sword, you do a mortal wound. So if he hits, and it gives you an extra attack. So if he hits 4 times, that's just 4 mortal wounds.
Just
the
4
end.
mortal wounds, nice and simple. Very good against people who like to do -1 damage.
And also that are tougher to wound and things like that. I mean, your master, the swords on these guys are 2 damage, so they all become 1 damage because I'm Death Guard, reduce all damage by 1. So why not have a sword that just does mortal wounds? And it's a flaming sword of doom.
It is a flaming sword. It caught on fire the day that Albion 4 blew up.
Nice. The power of the Emperor compels you. So we've got 2 big chunky things that are about to crack into each other over here. Another unit of intercessors and the Hellblasters are down this side, along with the Redemptor Dreadnought. And the Eliminators, Infiltrators, whatever they're called.
The sneaky boys.
The sneaky boys.
The sneaky boys.
With the sniper rifles.
Yeah, as you see, they're just having a good view of the battlefield. Maybe trying to send some information.
Yeah.
But that Vox Static, who knows what it'll do with it.
Yeah, 2 CP, Vox Static. Yeah. To do it. But anyway, they've got a nice hole in the crow's nest up there. I love it. And they're looking down towards this objective here where there's 7 Plague Marines and another Plague Burst Crawler. Of course, I put Typhus in reserve along with the Death Shroud because he's that kind of guy. And holding on to my home objective down here is a unit of 7 Plague Marines. Now, we need to roll off to see who has initiative as these 2 tribes go to war. Do you want to go first?
No, I'd love you to come first and...
Brilliant. Let's roll off to see. I got a 4.
That's the... Oh, dear.
That's definitely staying in.
Oh, I got a 6.
You got a 6. It's the Praetors of Albion, turn 1.
Oh, shit.
And here are the orders from Jan Pridwin, Blade Master of the Praetors of Albion. Grind them down, try and kill more of the enemy than the enemy kills of them across the whole battle round. Take 2 objectives in no man's land and assassinate a character, and only Fluffy, my demon prince, is on the battle grid right now. Here we are after the movement phase. The captain of the Dark Angels is down there, so all these guys will be re-rolling hit rolls of 1. And the Eradicators have stepped into the ruin. Remember, you can't shoot through ruins if you're behind them, but because they're on the edge of the ruin, they can draw line of sight into some of my juicier targets down there. And the Raven Ring have advanced. So -1 to hit when they shoot with their assault weapons, but they get a 4+ invulnerable save.
Very handy.
And by taking that objective and this objective in the centre, you have secured no man's land. So a cautious start so far for the Dark Angels. Now let's go on to the psychic phase. Cillian Noble, Chief Librarian, is trying to cast Aversion. Normally you need a 6, but you need a 5.
Indeed.
And that's a fail.
That is a fail.
You can CP reroll. That costs you 2 CP though.
Oh, it
Vox
does
Static
cost
is
me...
down.
Yeah, I was literally just about to roll that, but...
It's
be an
I mean, you
expensive
point
game.
to an enemy unit and it's -1 to hit, but I haven't got much actually in range and there's no first turn charges.
Very true, but it might help me grind them down.
It might help you grind them down,
Victory points are victory points.
So you're going for it.
Gonna give it another go for the Emperor.
Okay.
He blesses us with a...
That's a 7, which comes an 8. I'll try and block. Fluffy is there. Fluffy doesn't block. Which unit are you averting, sir?
I'm going to avert that las cannon Hellbrute.
That one there.
That very shooty boy.
Okay. So we're opening up the shooting phase with the Deathwing Knights here. This fella at the back with the banner can't see the target. They are targeting the Hellbrute, and you are overcooking.
I am. It doesn't make sense because they've got a real good ability to kill themselves, but I'm hoping that captain's going to give them a word. Tell them how long to hold the trigger for.
Yes, and there's an apothecary there to pick one up anyway.
Yeah, he can put them back in a jar when they melt themselves to death.
Yeah, and your 2 damage, because your overcooking becomes 1 damage.
Yes.
But it's the difference between wounding on 3s and wounding on 4s.
So the first chap.
Misses.
Solid miss. 1 hit.
Reroll the 1, there's a captain nearby.
Does he kill himself?
No.
But only the 1 hit.
Oh,
well.
Yeah, okay, right. You're okay. No one dies.
No
2
one
hits
dies.
gets through.
2.
And you're wounding on 3s now.
Yes. Wounding on 3s.
2 wounds.
2
AP
wounds,
minus
I'll
3
take that.
becomes AP minus 2, so 5 up saves. And the Hellbrute takes 2 wounds. Then the apothecary. He's not overcooking.
He is not.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Falls to hit.
But the world's most dangerous apothecary.
Yeah.
Falls to hit.
Both hit.
Oh, slick shooting.
Falls to wound
Falls
now.
to wound.
Negative. But the Hellbrute is caught in a plasma crossfire because these Hellblasters are also targeting it. And Dark Angels, so they stood still. So they're hitting on 2s.
Good shooting.
And that is 7 hits. And they're going to wound on 4s.
Wounding on 4s.
Nice.
Very good.
Plasma Incinerators are AP -4, so I need 6 up saves. And I make 2 of them, that is 6 damage. And they do manage to take down the Hellbrute, which does blow up. Ow. Boom goes the Hellbrute. Fluffy and the other Hellbrute both take a mortal wound. And now we're coming back here to this unit of Eradicators, which spent 2 CP to steady advance. So they count as stationary. They're hitting on 2s and firing at my Rhino, which has popped smoke. So it's back to hitting on 3s.
So we're having a CP off.
CP off.
So hitting on 3s,
yes.
1s. We don't want 2s. No 2s. There's a 2. Of course there is. There's always a 2.
And the melted rifles are strength 8 versus toughness 7. So these are wounding on 3s.
Good stuff. 3s.
And only 2 wounds.
2d6.
And the Rhino is on 2 wounds remaining. Seeing that the Rhino is weakened, this unit of Intercessors are going to try and crack it open. We have 8 shots.
Just the 8.
Yeah.
But we're going to aim for all those little fleshy holes you've got in there. I'm sure we can, squeeze a bullet through that. Give it a go. 8 shots on 4s.
3s. It's rapid fire.
But you've popped smoke, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
So,
4s. 5 to wound, yeah.
5s to wound. Oh,
negative.
That's some tough fleshy bits.
So the front unit of Intercessors were in range. The back unit of Intercessors are not in range of the Rhino, but they do have line of sight in range to this unit of Plague Marines over here. And because they stayed still, this is 16 shots.
Shoot the filth.
Hitting on 2s.
Hitting on 2s. Lots of 1s. We've used up all our luck. Wounding on 5s.
Yes. And that's 2 wounds. 2 3-up saves. And I'm fine. Now we have the Redemptor Dreadnought. Damage 2 Plasma Incinerator, but if you overcook, it's going to damage 3. Are you overcooking, sir?
Like a bad chef?
Yes. Okay. Picking on the second Dreadnought. Number of shots?
D6.
That's 5 shots. That's pretty good.
It's good, but it's more opportunity for him to kill himself.
Well,
3s to hit.
Yep. And you have no 1s.
No 1s.
And only 2 hits.
3s to wound.
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
2 6-up saves. Negative. So those 3 damage become 2 damage each. 4 wounds go off the Hellbrute. He's down to 3 wounds remaining. And then the last thing left to fire is this Eliminator Squad, firing mortis rounds down at the Plague Marines again. Hitting on 2s.
Hitting on 2s.
And everything hits.
Good.
And it's strength 5 versus toughness 5, so 4s to wound. And 6s to wound would have done a mortal wound in addition. I need a 4-up save, which I pass. The shots just bounce off my bubonic hide. And that is the end of the Praetors of Albion's turn 1. They have destroyed a target for grinding them down, so I need to kill at least one thing to stop them getting an extra 5 points. And they have got 5 points for securing No Man's Land. And they haven't advanced too much into this battle grid. So let's find out how the Death Guard respond in turn 1. So Typhus voxes down the following orders from the Terminus Est. Deploy teleport omens in the backfield in the enemy's deployment zone. Not going to happen. Bring it down. Take out that ancient brother Dreadnought. And Blood and Guts. Kill 3 units in the fight phase. Here we are at the end of my movement phase. It's going to be very tricky to bring it down on that Dreadnought this turn. I'm out of range of the entropy cannons over here. Both of the Rhinos advancing. There's a lot of hate coming towards me from this ruin. So I didn't push straight towards there because that will give you the charge.
It would.
So you stayed back a little bit, so I'm staying a little back a little bit too, a little bit cagey.
Very cagey.
But we can put some shots. I think the mortar can go into them, and then I've got missile launchers over here that could hit the Dread, and this Plague Burst Crawler can hit the Dread, but it's -1 to hit because it's behind those broken trees there, and of course. This fella's got las cannon as well. So we're going to fire as many shots as we can into a Dreadnought, and the other shots are going to go wildly into the rest of the Dark Angels force. Again, probably not going to score very many secondaries this turn. And I'm only on 1 objective? I'm only on 1.
Yeah. No, 2. You're currently sat on 1.
Oh yeah, I'm on 1 here as well.
That's definitely yours.
I'm on 2.
But
yeah, I'm definitely on 2.
Fear from the Death Guard, and no one coming anywhere near me.
Well, we're lining it up for the counter punch. We've been fighting the long war for 10,000 years. We know how to play this game.
Test of patience, isn't it?
Test of patience. So we're going to start off with Miasma of Pestilence, try and throw it out onto my Dreadnought. And that passes. You can try and deny.
Needing 11, who knows?
Negative.
Ooh,
so
very
Dreadnought
stinky.
is -1 to hit. And now let's shoot some guns with it. So its twin las cannon is going at your Dreadnought.
Okay, fair play.
I'm going to hit you on 3s. And I hit you once. I'm going to wound you on a 3.
Yeah.
I wound you once, and you need a 5-up save.
Gotcha. 5-up save?
No.
Ooh, that's a very low. No.
Do you want a command point? It only costs you 2.
Only 2. Yeah, for all that vox static, no thanks.
D6 damage. For 4 damage, which becomes 3 damage.
3 damage.
The Redemptor's down to 10
I hate
remaining.
when people do -1 damage, don't you?
It's just, yeah, who would pick an army like that? Or an entire Deathwing army that does, yeah. Right, then we're going to do the Plague Burst Crawler. The mortar can shoot up and over, because it's 48-inch range, but the entropy cannons, unfortunately, are just going to slam into some bikes, which currently have a 4+ invulnerable save because they advanced. However,
Much speed.
it's D3 + 3 damage, so every wound that I get through will kill you. Let's do...
Wait, I've got loads of drugs being shot out from my apothecary. That could be, you know...
But the drugs won't help. This is a plague weapon. This will hit you once.
Yes.
And it's a plague weapon and wound you once. So if you fail your invulnerable save, one's going to die, definitely.
4-up invuln?
Oh, one doesn't die. You dodge left. The mortar shoots 4 times. Oh, and I spent a CP on Disgusting Force, which gets this damage from 2 to 3, because Dreadnoughts reduce all damage by 1. These are wound on 3s and reroll 1s. 2 wounds, 2 4-up saves. AP -2.
4-up saves. Oh.
Okay. That's another 4 damage. The stubber from the tank went into the bikes, no wounds caused, and now we're coming across to the plague, but no, blight haulers. What?
The mythic hauler boys.
Yeah, them. The 2 missiles are going to slam into your Dreadnought, and the multi-melters, I can only shoot some intercessors here, so I'm going to shoot at them.
Oh.
And I'll hit them on 3s, and I'll wound them on 2s, and... AP -4. Interestingly, you could put them on the 2 guys behind the ruin there and get 5-up saves instead of 6-up saves.
Well, as you've offered so kindly, I'll do, on these guys behind here. 5-up saves.
Oh, you saved 1.
Just 1. And then these guys are turned into smoking boots.
Well, maybe. It's D6 damage. So, yeah, 2 of them are. Only their boots remain. Then missiles streak across the battle grid and hit the Dreadnought on 4s. And that's 2 hits. And wound the Dreadnought on 3s, and he's going to need 2 4+ saves. And you make them both.
Hey!
And I'm not going to have any more guns in line of sight and range to take the Dreadnought out, so we'll not be able to achieve bring it down this turn. We're moving across to the plague. While we're down this end, all of these fellas are going to shoot into those fellas. There is a plasma in here. Where's the plasma? I think there's 2 plasmas. The sergeant's got 1 strapped to his back.
A very red plasma.
And that one there. So we're going to overcook with the sergeant and overcook with the other one, because the weapons are really old, you see.
They are
very, very old. They'll wound them on...
Sort of from a dark age.
From a dark age. Dark age of technology. You know all about those weapons, don't you?
Yeah.
Those are 2 wounds, 2 5-up saves. And again, you can put 1 on the guy behind the cover, so that'd be a 4-up.
Well, let's give it a go. How lucky. He's been lucky so far. 1 5-up.
And again...
Very lucky boy. And...
He's not lucky. It's a battlefield awareness. He's ducked and covered. There's plasma fire coming in, and they're fine. They've trained for this. 1 wound came in with a bolt gun, 2-up save for the guy on cover. He's okay. And then the blight launcher hits once. There's a wound on a 3 and rerolls 1s because it's a plague weapon. Doesn't wound. 1 minute, I found another gun. I remember this Plague Burst Crawler was lining up for your Dreadnought. So when I said it ain't dead yet, it might be dead now.
You were teasing me.
Yeah, so let's put the mortar up and over into... Everyone's in cover. Are the Hellblasters in cover? They're not in cover.
Probably not.
So I'm going to drop the mortar on there and the stubby stub gun into them.
Yep.
Because that might kill a Hellblaster or 2, and they're very scary. And that is 2 shots, which hit on 3s and wound on 2s. That's really cocked from the base. So that is a wound. So 4-up save or death on a Hellblaster.
4-up save. Oh.
No, we have death. And then entropy cannons into the Dreadnought on 4s. 1 of them hits. 3s to wound. It wounds at AP -4. So 5-up save on your Dreadnought.
5 up save.
6 up save.
6
yeah.
up save.
6 up save with armor
Very.
contempt. Ooh, you wish it was a 5 up save.
I do wish it was a 5 up save.
So this is D3 plus 3. Now he's got 6 wounds left, so I can't kill him. But I do put 5, which becomes 4 wounds onto him, putting him down to 2 wounds remaining. Let's do the stubby guns. Yep. Stubby guns did nothing, so now we're coming across to this unit of Plague Marines, holding my backfield objective and looking out across the street. This unit are going to get lit up. Blight Launcher. I reroll hit rolls of 1, because Fluffy is right there. Demon Prince, shouting at him. Both of them hit, 3s to wound. Reroll that because it's a plague weapon. And you make the save.
That one chap.
I've got Plasma again. The Sergeant's not in rapid fire, and he is overcooking. The other guy is also overcooking, so one of them hits. And it wounds. The guy in cover one more time.
What's the AP?
You need a 4. It's AP minus 3, which becomes minus 2, and then minus 1, so 4 up save.
Minus 4.
And he's taking it all. Right.
I thought he's going to incur some wrath later in this game.
He is. Bolt guns. Bolt guns shot out, and no more wounds caused. So keeping those couple of models behind that cover there saved you a lot of shots.
It did. That one chap, he's feeling a lot of energy. I think he's got enough energy to take on Fluffy by himself.
You reckon?
He's building up the confidence.
Come at me, bro. Okay, that's the end of my shooting phase.
Yes.
I've killed a couple of Marines. I mean to charge now with my Dreadnought. Yep. It's a 9-inch charge running over that barricade. I'm not slowed because I'm Death Guard. 11-inch charge, actually. Vehicles are slowed by the thing. I failed the charge. I'm not going to spend 2 CP on re-rolling it, and that is the end of my turn 1.
They said bad things about your Dreadnought. Are you sure? 2 CP to...
We'll take him out later, it's fine.
Gotcha.
So I don't bring it down, I don't deploy teleport homers, and I don't do the other thing that I needed to do.
No.
Blood and guts, that's what it is. So the end of all things get 0 points at the end of turn 1, but the Praetors of Albion have grinded me down. They've killed more units at the end of this battle round than I've killed. So at the end of turn 1, it's 10 points to 0 in favour of the Space Marines. And at the start of their turn, they're going to get another 4 and 4 for being on 2 in no man's land, and 3 holding their backfield objective over there. So the Dark Angels so far are in the ascendancy here. But let's find out what their orders are in turn 2. So the Dark Angels have 21 points, and here are their new orders in turn 2. Kept Assassinate. Want to take out one of the champions of the end of all things. Hold the line, make sure there's no enemy units in their deployment zone. They're going to get that. Got it early in the game. That one's easy. And no prisoners. Kill as much as possible. So the Praetors of Albion are holding the line. Some of the units moving around this way. The bike's advancing one more time. I get the feeling that you're going to advance all the way through the game, so you always have a 4-up invulnerable save.
That would probably be a good idea,
Yeah, and auto-moving 20 as well is quite nice. It's a 4-up invulnerable save because they're skilled riders, essentially, aren't they? Dodging right, dodging left. But it doesn't count in close combat. Mind you, they're quite tasty in close combat as well.
They can, and what they can do is charge into combat, hit and run away, which I've yet to do. It's very expensive on CP, but at some point I'll see if I can pull that one off.
So why did you keep Assassinate in your hand? I mean, you could have got some new orders.
I could have, but it's just the honourable thing to do. There's some horrible characters which have come to try and defile my land. How dare they? So I'm going to try and claim.
We're all over your land. We're defiling it right now. They're whittling on things. They're graffitiing. One of them took a dump in that ruin, and it is a really stinky Death Guard. It rots. You've seen Aliens? It's like that. Yeah. It's like half a mile in the ground by now. But you can get no prisoners by slaughtering as much as possible. The big rock here is making its way through the ruin. But before we do any slaughtering and shooting, we're going to start off with a psychic phase.
We are.
Start off with a cheeky smite with a librarian. You need a 5.
Yep, Mind Bullets.
And Mind Bullet hits the Rhino. Yep. You can hit the Rhino. That's D3 mortal wounds to the Rhino.
DE3.
That's 1 mortal wound.
And Mind Bullet.
And then you said you want to avert over here.
Yeah, so again, just trying to distract them, with thoughts of... Kleenex and, general...
We hate Kleenex.
Exactly.
Domestos. That's a pass. I'll try and deny that. I stopped that. We hate Kleenex.
You do
and
hate
Domestos.
Kleenex. Yeah.
Opening up the shooting phase, Dreadnought versus Hellbrute. Number of shots with the big plasma gun of doom.
Yeah, and of course, he's always going to overcook.
Okay.
He's the bad chef. Okay. Overcooking.
2 shots.
2 shots. No ones.
No ones.
No
It does
ones.
get a hit. It's a wound on a 3. And it does wound. I need a 6. I don't get a 6. And that 3 damage becomes 2 damage. It's on 1 wound remaining. But you've got some more guns. Nothing else in line of sight and range for the Redemptor. But there are 6 heavy bolt pistols, which can shoot at the Hellbrute.
Yep, they're going to try and embarrass you by killing you with pistols. Winters.
Please don't kill me.
So
with
6 pistols on 3 rolling 1s from the Honourable Captain.
Okay.
Oh, lots
There's 3
of
2s there, look.
1.
Okay.
So good words to that man.
Yep.
They're only strength 4.
Yes.
So I'm going to be winning on 5s.
Yes.
And we get 2.
Twice. So 3 up saves or death on the Dreadnought. He's alive. So the Apothecary is going to try and finish him off with his Plasma Talons, hitting on 4s.
Hitting on 4s.
Hits once.
Good stuff.
Wounds on a 4?
Strength 7.
Yes.
A 4.
That's a wound.
Good stuff.
5 up or death. Alive. No death. More shots are coming down this street. We have the Eradicators pointing everything down at the Plague Burst Crawler.
They are indeed.
Good luck.
3 shots. 3 dual ones.
Yeah, they fire twice. Oh,
good shooting techs.
That's nice. Oh. Everything hits. Now the tough part is wounding because you're strength 8 and I'm toughness 8.
Exactly. So 4s. I'll take that 50%.
Okay. 5+ invulnerable demonic save. There's a demon living inside the hull of that tank. And he's very much asleep right now.
He is. He is. Maybe we'll wake him up, crack it open.
3d6 damage.
3d6. How many wounds has he got?
12.
12.
So -1 to all of this. Now we're moving on to the bikes. The Dreadnought actually popped Wisdom of the Ancients, so you've got reroll hit rolls of 1 aura going on here, and you're firing at the Rhino?
I'm going to fire at the Rhino.
And you're overcooking.
I am.
With the bikes.
Yep, effectively my Dreadnought's becoming a cheerleader, cheering them on. And,
while he's still here.
So this guy here can't really see that that Rhino over there, so all of these guys, one at a time.
Yep.
So on 4s, because we advance.
Yeah.
So no. A yes and a reroll.
He listened to the wisdom from the ancient.
Good cheer. Let's go team. That's good. And still haven't killed one yet.
Not yet. It's coming.
It's coming. So 4 hits, hitting on wounding on 3s.
Yes.
I should have said that's what happens when you come first. You win.
Yeah.
So yeah. 3s. That's 3.
It's AP -4 right now because of the tactical doctrine.
Yes. Well remembered.
So I need 6s. And make 1 6.
Yeah.
Instead of 2 damage, 1 damage. It's on 7 wounds remaining. That Plague Burst Crawler, by the way, took 9 wounds. So 7 on the Rhino, 3 on the Plague Burst Crawler, 2 on the other Rhino, 3 on the Hellbrute. You're tickling, but haven't cracked any of the armor yet. But these Hellblasters have yet to speak. Crimson J, what are you doing with the Hellblasters?
We thought we could kill some vehicles. We've been failing to kill some vehicles.
Okay.
But we're going to try and pop that Hellbrute there.
Really?
Yeah, so these guys here are going to shoot at the Hellbrute. They are going to overcook again because they've got that fantastic cheer from the Dreadnought. Imagine the Dreadnought doing a cheerleading thing.
Yeah. And that'll make them wound on 3s instead of 4s.
Very true.
And AP -5 right now won't get a save.
Yes. So let's see. Odds are you might kill one of my guys because that's what they do. So hitting on 3.
7 1s coming up. No 1s, just 3 2s.
Okay.
3s to wound, no save. And that is a dead Dreadnought, which doesn't blow up like the other one did. But both of my Hellbrutes didn't manage to get their blades wet at all this battle.
Are you writing on the walls in poop? Is that what these guys are doing?
What?
Are you writing on my very pristine chapel walls with your poopy writing?
Absolutely. And they're not very pristine now, are they?
No.
Look at it.
We're going to need to get the servitors in to...
Tearing it down.
Yeah.
You need some Sillet Bang. Right, we ran through the remaining of the shooting phase. We had small arms from the intercessors firing into as many Plague Marines that they could draw line of sight and ruins to. Ruins to, line of sight and range to.
That's the one. Yeah.
And the Eliminators fired in as well. Long story short, you killed 2 Plague Marines in that squad over there and injured one of them. And that is the end of your shooting phase. And you're not charging.
I'm not.
The Blade Guard veteran could come busting out of that ruin and come charging into these rhinos over here. But then you just crack open rhinos.
Yeah.
And then there'll be 14 Plague Marines and a Demon Prince, and they'll be exposed.
Yes, I'm pretty sure Rule 35 of the internet. That'll be.
You don't want to be exposed.
You don't want to be exposed,
particularly when people are writing in poop all over the walls.
Yeah, this is some category on some website, isn't it?
Well, you can find anything on the internet, including some squirrels doing really strange things. Have you seen all the squirrel videos, like getting nuts and stuff?
Oh yeah.
It's amazing what squirrels will do for a nice nut. Anyway,
he's trying to break me, aren't you?
That's what I do. You get 5 points for hold the line.
Yes.
So that gets you up to 25. 1 minute. 26 points. Up to 26 points. I get 7 points for being on these objectives here.
That's a worrying number, isn't it?
It's Nurgle's number, which means that the card gods will change as we go on to Plague, Marines, Death Guard, the end of all things turn 2. I kept these 2 orders in my hand last turn because 2 wounds on that Dreadnought, I can definitely bring it down and deploy Teleport Homer where Typhus wants to plant a flag in the Dark Angel's backfield. I've also got Razor Banner this turn as well, so plant a flag somewhere in no man's land as well. It's 26 points to 7, but I should be able to get all my secondary objectives this turn, making it 22 points to 26, so it'll really be a close game because I've dropped in these unit of Plague Marines are raising a banner there. And Typhus, you were baiting me. You were suggesting I put them right in the middle, back there, ready for charges next turn and ready for the assault from your captain and your eradicators and all that sort of thing.
He has no honour. No honour at all.
No honour to for have this fight with this Death Star of... See, we are Death Guard.
Exactly.
We are
guarding yourself from your own death, I suppose.
Honourable in our own way. Yeah. What we are is tactical geniuses. We've been fighting the war for 10,000 years. Who are you, young pup? You were born this morning. You know nothing of this broken, desolate world that you died. Yeah.
I don't even know who you are.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch stuff. So instead of dropping somewhere in the middle of this death pit, I dropped all the way over there because this little thing, this looks important, doesn't it? There's a broken gardens over here. Your home objective is down here. So we're deploying a Teleport Homer with the Death Shroud, raising a banner over there. It looks like the strike from the end of all things means to take this objective over here.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that.
And that's 10 points. And I'll do it with the Death Shroud because Typhus is a psychic and he can still do some psychic stuff. And I want to bring it down on your Dreadnought. Round in the middle, we had... advancing with this Rhino after the unit got out and onto that objective, and they had to advance as well, leaving a wide open street between you and the Blade Guard veterans. Again, not cowardly, tactical brilliance.
Some would say.
Yes, I'm definitely saying that. And then the Plague Burst Crawler move forward. The unit that was here has a bust forward along with Fluffy.
Sorry?
What?
It's
bust forward.
Bust
Forward.
Yes.
There's still a unit in that Rhino though, and we couldn't shoot all these guys, so this time we mean to charge them. Okay? And then we'll have some, and then my Demon Prince will be all the way up there, and then you can potentially try and assassinate him.
I would love to assassinate him.
So we'll start off there though. We'll start off with a cheeky smite though, which will make my charge longer, and I fail it anyway, so that's pretty good. Typhus is going to Miasma of Pestilence the Death Shroud, because you can't shoot past them to him.
Yes.
So this will make them -1 to hit, and that passes. You can try and deny it if you'd like to.
Deny that.
Okay, you need a 7. You do deny it. So our
Your
putrescent
own number against
you. Yes. Well, no, because number maybe you wanted it all along. Putrescent Vitality on the same unit, and that fails. So the psychic phase is a bust. Yeah. So let's start off the shooting phase. Where am I going to start? Well, I think this tank, the only thing that it really wants to shoot is your Dreadnought. So let's shoot your Dreadnought.
This guy looks so cool up here. He's even pointing a pistol at you, Inters.
Okay, I'll drop a mortar onto that squad.
Fair enough.
And shoot the stubby ones and the entropy cannons into your Dreadnought. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Entropy cannons. Both of them hit.
Oh dear.
3s to wound. Both of them wound. You need 6-up saves. You need 2 6-up saves to keep them alive. It's D3 plus 3 damage.
Rolling time of glory is...
negative.
Oh.
Does he blow up?
He does. Well, we'll see.
Okay.
Oh, it's only fair, isn't it?
And that'll be D3 mortal wounds to stuff around. Your honoured brother, though, ejected the sarcophagus just beforehand.
I'm sure he did.
They might be recoverable. It might be recoverable later unless we defile it, unless we find it. The dreadnought has left a dreadnought-shaped gap, mortal wounds spread around from the explosion. Then the mortar comes up and over into that unit of intercessors and fires twice and hits twice and wounds twice.
Wow. So it's going to start on these two.
Yeah, they get 3 up saves in the cover there.
3 up saves.
And it does 2 damage. So the one that was injured by the bit of shrapnel flying off the dreadnought dies.
He was already limping.
Yep. Successful opening salvo there. This unit next to the Blight Hauler can't do anything. We're coming across to the haulers, Crawler, Hauler, shoot at, I know they've got a 4 up invulnerable save, but they're nasty. So let's shoot at your bikes. I'm going to do the missile launchers and multi-melters all together because it all hits and wounds the same, okay?
Yeah.
So it's all going to hit on 3s and wound on 3s. And 4 hits and 2 wounds. Oh. And you have 2 4-up invulnerable saves on your Deathwing Knights.
Too fast for that.
Yeah.
4 ups.
Well, you do dodge one of them.
Ooh, what's the damage?
It does 2 damage. Which
2 damage. There is a guy on a wound.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know what they put in those apothecary packs, but let's hope it's some strong stuff.
It's not strong enough to save him. With the shrapnel wound from the dreadnought and then multi-melter fire, you can't dodge all of that reckless hate. Oh, it's also worth noting, when the shrapnel came out, one guy in this squad died, and obviously you pulled from the front.
I did,
which is making my charge even longer. So
I also can't kill this guy. He's clearly destined to behead Fluffy. It'll happen.
Well, it could happen.
If he's left on 1 wound.
If he's left on 1 wound. So the unit in front, I'm not going to shoot at them because I want to charge them. I'm going to shoot past and over into the bikes. Here's the Blight Launcher. And it will wound on a 4. It doesn't wound. Overcooking plasma from the Sarge.
As you should.
And is there, there's a normal plasma in that squad. Oh, I think I'm in rapid fire range as well.
I think you will.
Rapid range with this guy.
Oh,
they all hit.
Some confident shooting.
And they all wound.
Well.
4+ invulnerable saves on your bike. Dodge this. It's like the Matrix. How good a rider are they?
Oh,
kills 1.
Super skilled. Kills well. Damage 2.
Damage 2.
So that's 4 damages to try and do.
Yes.
Drugs. Drugs are bad, kids. Drugs do not work, as we see.
So. Well, I do like plastic crack. That's a nice kind of drug. We all like the bit of the plastic. It's like, that's what it is, right? You get some and you've got to get more and you've got to get more and you've got to get... You said like when you started off with your mates, it immediately becomes an arms race, right?
Oh, yeah.
They get this. So
I bought a tank, he bought an anti-tank weapon.
Yeah.
I bought an anti-tank weapon.
Yeah.
It snowballs out of control, yeah.
It's a plastic crack addiction.
Yeah.
The rest of the shots flashed in from that squad and put 1 more wound on the bike.
Yes, and I had to put it on my banner bike as well.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Okay. So no more shooting from over here because they're advancing there. I've got the big tank, this other big tank.
The other big tank, yeah.
And I think I'm going to fire at the bikes as well. They have 3 wounds each, right?
They do have 3 wounds each, yeah.
So let's do the thing which turns the mortar into a damage 3 weapon again. That CP thing. I forget what it's called, but I have 3 shots.
Yes.
And I'm going to hit on, I think it's 5s with 3 wounds remaining. It might be 4. Let's check. Well, now we need a check. Look. It's 4s. On 1 to 2 it becomes 5s. So I do wound you twice, AP -2. So again, 4 up invulnerable saves, but each failed save
2
will kill a bike.
Speedy saves. Do we dodge? Oh. So, well, I've got to do these separately. So it's 3 damage?
3 damage.
So you see 2 6s to be really annoying. 1 6.
So the injured guy,
using that effectively.
He's gone.
That's a banner down.
And you need another 6.
I do need 1 more 6 just to be annoying.
No. You're down to 1 bike remaining. And then the entropy cannons flash out and hit twice and fail to wound. He manages to dodge the final shot. I'll do the stubby gun. We did the stubby gun, caused no more damage, but I'm quite happy with that shooting phase, whittling those units of bikes down to only 1 remaining and taking out your dreadnought. That was significant. Now we're going to the charge phase, and we just measured up 7 inches, it turns out, for Fluffy and for this squad here.
Yeah.
So you're not overwatching, so let's start with the squad of Marines, because Fluffy would send them in first. That's the kind of guy he is.
Oh, yeah.
And the Plague Marines make the charge, only just. Now Fluffy, he makes a 9. He comes flying in as well. And then, of course, he calls in the Rhino to cover his flank round here. I'm going to have to declare the bike as well to make this combat, because I will move within an inch of him. And he's perfectly surrounded himself there, like the brave, heroic character that he is.
And you have come close to fulfilling the prophecy
of taking the hero sergeant out, or whoever he is.
He hasn't even got a name.
Well, he might if he survives this attack.
Could earn a name.
I'm going to raise my Hellforged sword.
Yeah.
And hit you on 2s.
Yeah.
I hit every single time. Now, I would be wounding on 2s with the sword, but transhuman is a thing, spending the CP. So wounding on 4s, that will keep 2 of them alive.
That's very true. Well,
-3 damage.
-3.
3 damage a time. So you need 4 5-up saves.
4 5-up saves, yep.
On the remaining fellas. Wow.
Okay.
Only
two dead chaps.
So then I'm piling with the Plague Marines. Only 4 of them can fight there, and I'm burning a lot of CP because I haven't spent very much left. Trench Fighters and the Creeping Blight. I'm going to be hitting you on 3s and re-rolling 1s. Here we are after the re-roll. Would be wounding on 3s, but 4s, because of your transhuman thing.
They've had the anti-plague jab.
Yeah, I had the extra attacks because of Trench Fighters, and with the Creeping Blight, that one's AP -4.
Knife weapon thing?
Oh yeah, get to re-roll that one. Okay, so that's AP -4, and those are just 3-up saves.
Gotcha.
So you make the 6 up. Here are the 3-up saves.
3-ups.
And,
well.
That transhuman keeping that squad alive, only 1 takes a wound. Then the Rhino played bumper cars, didn't cause any wounds. Then you piled in. The Sergeant has a power sword. And you want to attack my Demon Prince?
I do. I'll soften him up.
Don't make him angry. You won't like him when he's angry.
Well,
big green fighting machine.
Yeah, we'll cut a bit off of him. How many is... you charged me, didn't you?
Yes.
So 3 attacks base, plus 1, and I didn't move. So I basically stood there with my sword waiting for you.
Okay.
So hopefully hitting on 2s. Good stuff.
Yes.
Okay, well, all right.
And wounding on 5s.
Wounding on 5s?
No.
He's a tough boy.
He is a tough old bird. The remaining 6 attacks going into the Plague Marines.
Yeah.
3s to hit.
Why not? 3s to hit. Sorry, 2s to hit, because again...
2s to hit. Everything hit.
So again, they just stood with their fists out when you run into them.
That's a good job.
Fists. And then you're tougher than me. So 5s to wound.
2 wounds.
Two wounds.
And I'm okay.
Understandable, yeah.
That is the end of that combat.
Oh, yeah. And then I get to fight you back with... Did you bump me with your rhino?
I did, yeah. I bumped him with my rhino, so he gets to hit back with his Corvus Hammer / sword.
2s.
Well, you hit it. Can you wound it?
And it's
on 5s.
Gonna be 5s, yeah.
Negative.
No.
And that is the end of turn 2. You have a morale on this unit of Marines. Don't roll a 6.
I do.
You don't roll a 6.
Okay, fine.
They manage to hang firm. And at the end of that turn, well, not only have I taken this objective off of you, I've also brought it down and, what were the others? Raised a banner and deployed teleport homers, making it 21 or 22 points to 26.
Yeah, but who's winning the moral fight? That's the thing. You've deployed over here. Honourable combat was over there.
Moral fight? What morality are you talking about after your corpse emperor wrapped this galaxy in ruin and damnation? After his failed crusade, and after he failed to embrace the Pantheon, and most importantly, Nurgle himself. There is no honour in this battlefield. There is only death. And the end of all things. After scoring the primaries, it's 33 points to 22 in favour of the Dark Angels. But Jan Pridwin is somewhat isolated over on that flank, and the orders are confused. Assassinate, kill Fluffy or Typhus. No prisoners. Keep killing and killing and killing, and capture the enemy outpost. That one's not going to be possible this turn. And the first 2 objectives may not be possible either. Here we are after the movement phase. Interestingly, Crimson Jay has been spending CP like toffee to get extra orders. And you're down to only 2 CP left. Because the order's coming through from your captain, who is now... He's in there.
Yep.
He's in there, moving forward with the Blade Guard. He's out of position somewhat, but the Blade Guard have moved forward because they want to charge the Rhino or get into this melee, because the orders are to take down Fluffy and to kill as much as possible. You did spend a CP for hit and run warfare, So one of the bikes fell back and they can still shoot. And the Ravenwing Apothecary found the banner bearer. He was knocked off his bike.
Yeah.
He wasn't injured. He's picked up the banner and has gone back on his bike.
Tis but a scratch.
Tis but a scratch. So Blade Guard moving this way. The Heavy Intercessors and the Eradicators staying in this ruin here because they have some shots at some very, very injured vehicles. You step back out of combat here. Yeah. And the other unit of intercessors have moved away from the right flank because over on the right flank is Typhus and some Death Shroud Terminators.
We took the moral high ground and just walked away.
Tactically repositioned. It's perfectly. It's parade ground stuff.
We're learning from the Death Guard.
Well, we've been doing this for 10,000 years. You know, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a thing. It's okay. It's okay to. I mean, the Ultramarines do it all the time. Step back in order to regroup.
Yeah.
Relaunch the attack. So, psychic phase.
Yes.
You want to avert Fluffy.
Yes.
It's going to 5.
I'm going to shine some shiny things in front of him, distract him, and
okay.
Yeah. So avert his attention.
Yes.
Being a 5. Ah.
That's a fail. You can spend your last 2 CP to do it. I mean, that makes him -1 to hit.
And less of an attack, but. No, I can't justify that.
No.
That Vox, as soon as we pulled that Vox thing, I knew that it was going to be...
Mind bullets instead from your Libby?
Yeah, it's going to have to be mind bullets. So
it's going to hit the Plague Marines.
Yeah, we're going to try and kill some of those poxy Plague Marines.
On a 5. And that's a 6.
Yeah.
And I don't deny you. So that'll be D3 mortal wounds on the Plague Marines. And one of them clutches his skull and collapses down screaming, and one of them takes a wound.
Tickled.
We opened up the shooting phase on the left flank with the Blade Guard, but their pistols failed to damage any of the vehicles over here. The 2 Deathwing Knights, though, Blackwing Knights, the Knights...
The speedy chaps.
The speedy chaps are overcooking and firing at the tank.
Yes.
Okay.
You've got a load of wounded tanks, which are very annoying.
Yeah, and you want to just tickle... I mean, if you kill it, brilliant, but if you tickle it down by 1 wound, it's hitting on 5s.
I'll take that.
And you're overcooking, so 2 shots.
2 shots?
Yep.
First chap?
Yep. Reroll the 1, the captain's right there. And he hits both times.
And the second shot.
Hits once. So 4s to wound. It's worth mentioning as well that you're staying in the tactical doctrine for now.
Yeah.
I need 5 up and vulnerable saves. And I fail them both. And the tank is on 1 wound remaining.
Is that better? That's now annoying, actually.
So the captain's going to try and finish it off, hitting on a 2.
If anyone's going to do it.
Now you need the 6 to wound. That's what you need now. No, you need... No, it's... if anyone can do it, though, he can't. He can't. It's not going to be him.
Wait, is it strength 4?
Yeah, toughness 8.
Oh.
No. So the heavy bolt rifles from the heavy intercessors are going to try and do it. 3s to hit. Just 1 wound to get through.
That's all we need.
Reroll those 2 1s. Heavy bolt rifles with strength 5, so it's 5s to wound now. And it's AP -2.
All I need.
So I need a 4. Make a 4. It's not all you need. You're going to need a little bit more. We're moving down the battlefield to the Hellblasters, which want to crack open this rhino here and expose the soft meat for the Blade Guard veterans to charge. Mm-hmm. So I'm popping smoke, definitely.
Yes.
Are you overcooking?
Foolishly, yes.
But you're not re-rolling any 1s then?
I'm not re-rolling any 1s, so prepare for them to all kill themselves. But that's less... people that you've killed, I think. They're basically, they're taking the easy way out.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's for that, because it makes it strength 8 doesn't it?
Instead of strength 7, yeah.
And you're disgusting and resilient. So here we go. 6 dead eradicated. These guys. Hellblasters.
Well, he's not dead.
He's not dead.
He is dead. He's not dead.
He's not dead.
He's not dead.
Another dead.
So 2 fall over.
2 fall over. Let's really hope that we pop this tank.
And 5 hit.
5 hits. Well, it's not going to die, but we're wounding you on 3s.
Yes. No saves because you're still in tactical. The runner's down to 3 wounds remaining. Molten plasma drips off the hull. Then the apothecary also fires a hit. Not overcooking.
Not overcooking. So he has advanced, so he's hitting you on 4s, and it will be 4s even though there's smoke.
Okay.
4s.
1 hit.
And a 4 again.
And it wounds.
Yeah.
I need a 6. I don't make a 6. The rhino's on 2 wounds remaining.
Getting there.
See, you got a unit of Eradicators down there, 6 melter shots. You don't really want to waste it because there's a tank on 1, a tank on 2, a tank on 2.
Do you know what would be perfect? There's 3 Eradicators and 3 wounded tanks.
Yeah. Ooh. Split fire.
That's very greedy.
Split fire always works.
Split fire does always work.
Imagine the glory if they fired at 3 different vehicles.
Did you say
glory?
Glory.
And took out 3 different vehicles. That would be epic.
And it would go down in history.
It would go down in history. So the one that you're going to do that.
Let's do it.
I love you a little bit right now.
So I tell you what, the sergeant is going to take the trickiest shot. He's going to shoot at the big demony tank over there.
Okay. They stay still, right?
They did stay still. So 2's your rolling ones.
And you get 2 shots, right?
No, because they're splitting.
Oh, it's only if they hit the same.
Yeah, if they all shoot at the same one, then they get.
I did not know that. I don't have any Eradicators.
Total the big shooting.
Right. Okay. So 2's
this
to
is
hit.
what I mean. It's even more risky. But
yeah.
The sergeant
hits.
Good start.
You need a 4 to wound. Doesn't wound. He fluffs his shot.
Staring at my 2 CP over there. No, it's not worth it.
I'm staring at your 2 CP over there and saying those are automatic transhumans. That's what you really want them for.
That is true. That is true. Well, I've got a lot of transhuman already.
Next one at the Rhino, which didn't pop smoke.
Didn't pop smoke, so hitting on 2's your on 1s. You can hit.
3's to wound.
3. Cool.
No save.
No save. But it is a D6. I
D6.
Could still embarrass myself.
2 becomes 1 damage. You embarrass yourself. That Rhino's on 1 wound remaining as well.
Oh, of course. Oh.
And then the last Rhino.
Yes. Last Rhino on a 2.
It hits.
And on a 3.
It wounds.
It does. And now we need a 3.
3 plus.
Oh.
So the last thing left to fire, this unit of 3 fell back. You've got a unit of 7 intercessors.
Yes.
3 tanks on 1 wound. How annoying is that? What you're doing with it? What are you doing?
I'm going to order 2 of my guys to
Yes.
try and take a pot shot at that very annoying Rhino over there.
Okay,
That
empty one.
That one is staring me in the face.
Right, and the other shots?
The other shots will go into this bucket of fun right here.
You know, if you fail this by 1 wound on this bucket of fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna.
You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck. So 2 shots, downrange, hitting on 3s because you moved.
I did move. They walked away.
Yes.
On 3s.
2 hits.
Good shooting. It's a shame because that would have been a fantastic.
Yeah, you need 5 to wound.
Nice.
Negative. So it wouldn't have hurt the front tank either.
That's true. Exactly. And the rest of the guys, that's...
Forced to hit the front Rhino. Firing through the smoke.
I found the switch under the table that turns the magnets off, by the way.
Okay,
so
cool.
This time we will kill something.
Forced to hit, firing through the smoke there.
Forced to hit. Too smoky for me.
There was a 3 as well.
There
was. 5s to wound.
5s to wound.
Oh,
that could
3
do
wounds,
it.
AP
3
minus
wounds,
2.
AP 2.
4 up saves. It's got 1 wound remaining. And it fails and it dies. So
I'm
far.
an explosion, I feel.
Well, I've exploded twice already. Drop dice don't count. I don't explode this time. However, there are 7 fellas inside who, of course, have been practicing combat disembarkation for 10,000 years. So I'm not going to roll any 1s except for those 2 1s. And they'll disembark from this side, from the wreck, not because it's further away from your charging blade guard, but because that's where the objective is. In the centre of the battle grid. So we hold the objective. That is the end of your shooting phase.
A successful shooting phase.
It was, you killed a vehicle.
I did.
You know, you tried to go for 3, but you got 1. So that's fine. And it was the most uninjured one.
What I'm trying to do is leave some of your guys alive to run away and tell the story.
Right.
So that the rest of your guys know that not to come here anymore.
Well, I don't know if we'll need to tell this story after we drop the planet, the 3rd planet in the Albion system, into the black hole of death and filth. I think your chapter, you raise your armies here, right? All across the 7 remaining worlds.
Yes.
6 remaining worlds.
Yeah, 6, yeah.
Yeah, because 1's already gone.
I can't make it 5.
We're going to make it 5. Are you going to charge? So now that Rhino's been cracked open, the Blade Guard mean to take a 7-inch charge into the passengers. Good luck. It's Nurgle's number.
Nurgle's number against Nurgle.
And that's a 12. Nurgle wants it. The Blade Guard come charging across the street and engage those Plague Marines. Your captain will need a 10-inch charge to join them, though.
A 10. Did I not tell you about 10 being the Praetors of Albion's number? I
Did
must have forgotten to 10.
So does the Praetors of Albion want it? No. Nurgle wanted it, but the Praetors of Albion didn't. Now your captain looks a little bit exposed, but he is within 3 inches of many units.
He is, yes.
And so I'm not going to be able to shoot him unless I'm the closest thing. And that's hitting on 5s anyway. And he's a Deathwing. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
He's a tough chap.
I think that's the only charge this turn. So now the Blade Guard get to fight. And you're also out of heroic intervention range of my Demon Prince. The Blades of Albion pile in and surround the Plague Marines. And now the Sergeant with the Flaming Sword / digital weapon is hitting on 3s.
Yep, hitting on 3s.
And every hit is a mortal wound. And that's 3 mortal wounds and now 20 attacks from Mastercrafted Power Swords.
So 3s.
And then 4s to wound. It's like I've got transhuman or something.
Yeah.
Or I'm just big and smelly.
Ooh.
I've 8 5-up saves. Each of these would do 2 damage and kill the squad, but they're all 1 damage. Now, 1 was injured by the mortal wound. So that's 2 dead, 3 dead, 4 dead, 5 dead. 2 died in the explosion from the Rhino. That's the entire squad wiped out.
That's efficient fighting.
Now, do you want to pile into Fluffy or into the other Plague Marine squad?
I'm not intimidated by Fluffy.
I would be. He's a nasty guy. Look, he's been around for a while.
No, Fluffy, no. I'm going to do some horrible things to Fluffy.
That's not his name. That's what the other guys call him, which annoys the crap out of him. And you want an annoyed Demon Prince rampaging around a battlefield. You don't want having a good time. He needs to be quite angry.
They're not threatened by him.
Okay, so you pile in. Crazy times. Fluffy turns around and hits you on 2s. See, that aversion means those 4 hits would have failed.
Well remembered.
And wound you on 2s.
Transhuman.
Oh yeah. Wound you 2 times. I wound you 2 times,
yes.
2 4+ invulnerable saves, each doing 3 damage.
2 glorious shields.
And you hold firm.
What was it you were saying about Fluffy being a very dangerous thing?
Well, normally. Now I'm going to punch you back with the Plague Marines. You've come at him from behind, you see.
Yeah.
So he's not prepared for this, see? So that's why you missed.
I think
the Power Fist
ticked off a fair few categories from a certain website today, I think.
Doesn't wound you. The Power Fist doesn't wound you. Let's do all the plague weapons. All those 2s again, not re-rolling. Do re-roll the 1. Now, I would be wounding you on 3s, but 4s because of transhuman. Re-roll that. Okay, cool. 3-up saves. They're -1, but you have a Storm Shield.
I can't remember because you got Architect doesn't affect Storm Shields. There were 2 up. You're on minus.
No, you have a 3-up and then -1.
Yeah.
Puts you +1 for your Storm Shield, -1 for the thing. It's back to a 3-up.
Pluses, minuses.
Yes.
3s.
Yes. Welcome to 9th edition.
That doesn't help anything.
1 takes a wound, but piling in to my Plague Marines and Fluffy was the right thing to do. I barely scratched the surface. So the battle lines are drawn. The Blade Guard and my Demon Prince meet in the middle of the battle grid. And with that successful charge and cracking open the Rhino, you do get another 5 points for no prisoners. You have killed enough stuff. I won't be able to fall back and charge from that lot. I didn't really want to be in amongst all these Death Guard, Blade Guard veterans anyway, which is why I went that way. Yeah. But they seem to have caught me. However, over here is Typhus and the Death Route.
They can do their things over there.
We're going to be coming this way for that objective.
If you want, there's loads of books in here.
In the library?
There's loads of books in here about honour and chivalry.
Right.
You know, whilst you're going through there, you could pick up a couple.
Well, we might take a dump in there and use them for toilet paper. So, I am on 3 objectives, however, because objective secured.
Yes.
So that is 4, 8, and another 3 for my own objective back there. So at start of turn 3 for the Death Guard, it'll be 38 points for the Dark Angels and 33 for the Death Guard. I'm catching up, only 5 points in behind. And what orders would Typhus shout out in Death Guard turn 3? Typhus wishes to capture the enemy outpost, which is unlikely in this turn, but potentially next turn, and hold the line, which I'm auto-doing right now. There are no enemy units, so that makes the game a draw. And extend battle lines, hold my home objective, and 1 in no man's land. I'm auto-doing that one as well. The Death Guard, the end of all things, are coming back from behind. At the end of my movement phase, I am extended my battle lines by being on these two objectives here and holding the lines. And unfortunately, this tank, which is hitting on 5s, can't shoot your captain. He's not the closest. He's within 3 inches of a unit. There's a dude down there who is a bit closer, and the tank can't move far enough. And these guys can't shoot him either because they're closer as well. So I would have definitely taken pot shots.
Yeah.
But he knows what he's doing. He sent the Blade Guard veterans forward and is staying back and yelling orders from here, ready to go in next turn. And I am not backing down from this fight. There is an objective there. This is the centre of the battle grid. This is the Sanctum Asham, and we mean to turn this place to paste and ruin and filth. Opening up the shooting phase, as I can't shoot at your captain, I'll shoot at the bikes one more time.
Okay.
Because they have a 5 up and vulnerable save now, because they couldn't advance because they fell back.
They couldn't advance, no.
Entry cannons. One of them hits.
Yes.
And doesn't wound. The mortar has 3 shots, which hits once and does wound. That is a 4-up save or only 2 damage.
4-up save.
Which you make. And then I'll do the stubbies, which will miss, as usual. Right, we're moving down to the middle. I'm going to spend a CP on the Blightning with the Plague Marines. So what this means is 3 of them can pull the pins off Blight Grenades and just drop them at their feet. And they auto-hit that unit of Blade Guard veterans. And the stench and the foulness, I only hit them 6 times. And at strength 4, because of Death Wing, I wound them 4 times.
4 times.
It's AP dash though, you do get 4 2-up saves. You do have storm shields.
Have I kept my nose clips in?
One takes a wound.
One's too stinky for me.
And then there is the Plague Skull of Glothilla, which I'm now gonna chuck at the Blade Guard veterans. Once per battle Holy Hand Grenade, I roll 7 dice, and on 4s and 5s, it does 1 mortal wound to that unit, and on 6s it does D3. So I only do 3 mortal wounds to the Blade Guard veterans, and I think I forgot my psychic phase. So we'll do that now. Fluffy's going to miasma himself. Would you like to deny that? -1 to hit my Demon Prince.
I do want to try, because we kind of want to take Fluffy down.
Okay, you're in a psychic hood range, so a 10 will deny.
That's
close, but no cigar, so he is -1 to hit. Then over there, Typhus, which is clawing his way towards your objective, will Putrescent Vitality the unit that's protecting him, and that passes. That means they're toughness 6 Death Drow Terminators as well, and he'll throw out a cheeky smite, which hits and does 2 wounds.
I'll take off this chap closest to you.
That's making my charge longer. Yeah, because the Death Shroud are just on the side of the trees there. It's like an 8, 9, or maybe a 10-inch charge. We'll go back to the shooting phase now. I'm going to shoot these.
Yes.
Haulers into the Hellblasters. Hellblasters are nasty. I'm hitting them. Would you like to transhuman it? You've got 1 CP left.
6. No, there's 4 because they killed themselves. No, I can't justify that.
This could wipe them out.
It could indeed.
Last chance. No?
The dice will decide.
2 hits. 2 wounds, 2 6-up saves.
2 6-up saves.
No, and at this range it's a flat 3 damage. It wipes out 2 of the Hellblasters and the missile launchers miss. 2 remain. I have plasma here. Let's overcook from the sergeant and overcook from the other guy. See, that's how you fire plasma.
That is how you fire plasma.
And it wounds you twice. 2 5-up saves, or you're losing both of the remaining Hellblasters. And only the sergeant is left alive. Let's fire the Blight Launcher and the bolt guns. Then a bolt gun fired out and caused 1 more wound, and the Blight Launcher hit as well. A 4-up save or death to the Hellblasters.
Can he survive his tactical pointing?
No.
No.
The Hellblasters get wiped
Shot from over there.
Okay. I've got this unit back here, which can draw some line of sights down to the Ravenwing bikers. And after we fired with them, I managed to take out 1 of the bikers, putting 1 back down. A unit of 1 again. They get knocked down. They get up again. Never going to keep me down. This nice. Blight Hauler is the last thing left to fire. So, entropy... There's a unit on this objective here, right? What's the one with the hero in? It's this one.
Yes.
Let's do mortars on them.
He is here. I feel like Jeff is a suitable name. So
we're going to drop mortars on Jeff's unit and entropy cannons into the other unit. The entropy cannons hit both of the times and reroll 1s for plague weapons. Wound both of the times. You need 6 up saves.
2 6 ups. No.
And that's D3 plus 3 damage. Nuking 2 of them. And then Jeff's unit gets mortared 3 times and all of them hit. And all of them wound. And they are 4 up saves, each doing 2 damage. If you fail them all, the entire unit plus Jeff are wiped out.
I've already got 1 wounded.
Okay. Jeff is still alive.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm even going to take Jeff over my sergeant just because the prophecy.
Well, I'll let you what. Because your sergeant's fallen.
Yes.
I'll let Jeff pick up your sergeant's sword.
That would make sense.
So put your sergeant back in with his sword, and we'll say all along, it was, Jeff is now, I'll revenge you, brother. And he picks up his sword. And
even dramatically pointing towards the scalp that he's about to claim.
So now you have a new name for your sergeant there, Jeffress. That's it for my shooting phase. Tearing chunks out of the Dark Angels. This unit wants to charge the Illuminators, and that's a 7. And with 5 inches head to foot, they will be in. And we engage in combat, and I'm going to spend a CP on trench fighters again, but here's the Power Fist, which only hits once and wounds once with a 5 up save. Oh. And here are all the Plague Knives, which will wound on 3s and reroll 1s. Did I mention I have extra attacks because of trench fighters? I can't remember. 4 wounds.
I love that Armour of Contempt.
Yep.
3s. Oh, I gotta hate that Armour of Contempt. Yeah.
Did I say 4 wounds? I meant 8 wounds. 4 more.
Testing how much I was paying attention.
3 up saves.
3 up saves, so that'd be 2 dead in total.
In the end, I killed 2 of the Eliminators. I forgot to charge with the Blade Guard Veterans. They fail their charge. Blade Guard Veterans, Death Shroud Terminators. Maybe they were Blade Guard ones. They fail their save. That's fine. I'll get there next turn. So now defenders get to fight first. If you can fight first with your Eliminator over here, that'd be lovely. So I can hit you with Fluffy first.
I'm sure that sounds like that would make... No, actually.
No.
Hashtag don't listen to Winters.
Don't listen to me. Starting with the Blade Guard Veterans, Assassinate is the order as it has been from turn 1. Everything is going into my Demon Prince. Yeah. Hit on 2s with your Veteran Sergeant. And that is 4 mortal wounds. There's nothing I can do about that. Fluffy's on 3 wounds left. Can the rest of the squad take him down? Then we remembered he had Miasma of Pestilence on him. So one of them missed. So he's on 4 wounds left.
Well remembered. And as I said, I kind of don't want him to die by the Blade Guard. Because Jeff over here is screaming, no, he's mine.
Well, it's your turn next. Hopefully you don't kill him and then go flying in with Jeff.
Exactly.
So the remaining attacks will hit on 3s.
Yes. So there's 4 of them. 8 attacks each on 3s.
Okay.
5 hits.
Right.
Strength 5.
Toughness high.
Toughness high.
7. 5's the wound. Another wound. He fails his invulnerable save. He's on 3 wounds. Ready for Jeff to go charging in. Now I'm going to fight back. Let's hit the Blade Guard. I hit all the Blade Guard all the times. Let's wound the Blade Guard. I wound them 4 times. That's a lot. Each doing 3 damage. They hold their storm shields high. And 2 of them get cut down. Then we go to the Eliminator over here. He gets to fight back against my Plague Marines. He has 4 attacks. He hits on 2s. And he hits 3 twice.
He's a shooter, not a fighter.
Yes. And he'll wound on 4s.
5?
5s, yeah. You're right. And one of mine is injured. And he doesn't fall. And then we'll fight back in the middle with my Plague Marine champion with his Power Fist. And he can re-roll the 1 because it's Fluffy. And he'll wound on 4s. They hold their storm shields high 1 more time and deflect 1 of the blows. 1 is on 1 wound left. And now we fight with my remaining Plague Marines. And they can re-roll 1s. And they will wound. I'm pretty good at hitting, not so good on the wounding. So I did 2 wounds. These are 2 too. Oh yeah.
There were 3 ones there.
Was there?
Yeah, 3 ones.
Thanks for reminding me. Here's another one. No, it doesn't help. So 2 threat saves because it's -1. And 1 takes a wound. And that is the end of the fight phase. And at the end of turn 2, I've held the line and extended battle lines to make it 43 points to 38 in favour of the Death Guard. We are finally winning this war. We are a couple of points in the lead. We have morale at the home objective over here. Jeff is absolutely fine, but the other squad might lose another person on a 5.
5 or a 6. Ooh,
and that's a 5.
That's a 5, but Dark Angels can only lose 1 for morale.
Okay,
so one of them runs away.
And
Coward didn't want him anyway.
Well, one of them succumbs to his injuries. I don't like the idea of Space Marines running whatsoever. So you've got 5 models holding on to that home objective there, with Death Shroud and Typhus charging down towards their lines. There's hardly any other threats on this side of the battle grid anymore, but you need to hold on to this objective, perhaps with the heavy intercessors.
Yeah.
And maybe now it's time for your captain to join his Blade Guard in the middle of the table and take down this demon once and for all in Space Marines, turn 4. Adding on 7 for the primaries, it's 45 to 43. The Dark Angels are 2 points in the lead, and they need to assassinate any character, raise a banner in no man's land, and the heavy intercessors are right on objective, and take any 3 objectives for battlefield supremacy. Here we are after the Dark Angels movement phase. The Ravenwing Biker zips up towards the troops and the empty Rhino. The Eradicators are standing still as well. Both of these Rhinos are on 1 wound left. Now, you do get a point for everything that you kill, which we haven't been doing, so we'll add it all up at the end of the game, unless you kill more than 3 things a turn, so no one has. So there's a point there for the Eradicators. Meanwhile, this unit of heavy intercessors have raised a banner, and you need battlefield supremacy by taking any 3 objectives. You ran your banner bearer over there, so they now have objectives secured. Well, yes. Your captain gives them objectives secured. So if you kill enough here, you'll get battlefield supremacy.
Yes.
And of course, if you bring down the demon on 3 wounds left, you'll get assassinate finally as well, and catapult yourself a long way into the lead, because you need it. Because Typhus and the Death Shroud are pressuring this objective with the Librarian. The Eliminator's dropped out of close combat. I can turn around and start charging him if I want to, but that's away from the objective. And there is an objective there. I need to deal with him. Next turn, he'll just go running onto it. Otherwise, he'll contest that objective back there with my Plague Burst Crawler. So opportunities on the right and left flank to score extra points. But really, it's all about this ruckus in the middle of the battle grid. The Ravenwing Apothecary has healed one of the Blade Guard veterans, and one has entered the fray. So can the Praetors of Albion drive home this attack? Well, let's go on to the psychic phase. So your Librarian, casting Aversion one more time.
Yes, just in case Fluffy decides to hang on in there. So goes off on a 5 with my +1. It does.
I deny you.
You deny me.
Would you like to smite?
I would like to smite. So let's try and get some more Playboys dead. So there is one that's wounded, so you never know.
And I deny that with Typhus. The psychic phase is a bust. Yeah. Opening up the shooting phase with the Blade Guard veterans. Pistols into combat, no damage caused. And this Talon Master fired in at a tank, no damage caused.
No damage caused.
So we're going to try and do it with the Apothecary.
Yes.
And he's hitting on 4s because he advanced.
Yep, use the 4s.
And he hits both times. Can he wound?
4s again, 7 into 7.
He can't wound. The captain's firing across as well. Will this be the shot?
A 2.
He hits.
And a 5.
He wounds. I need a 4-up save because of this old doctrine. And the captain manages to take out the Rhino. And it doesn't blow up. But that will be an extra point at the end of the game because we're going to be adding it all up then. The heavy intercessors, they're planting the flag.
They are.
There's your extra 5 points. But the Eradicators, well, there's not a lot they can shoot at. So what you're doing with the Eradicators is you're actually going to fire up the troops on that objective.
That's the one.
6 shots hitting on 2s. They stood still.
I mean, if anything, it's a compliment to your troops because they're anti-tank weapons. They're pretty tanky troops.
Yeah.
So on 2s, this is the first time the captain's not been with them. So ready for a ton of 1s.
You hit all the time.
And then 3s.
3s to wounds with tough old Bert. And that's only 3 wounds.
Very tough.
It's AP -4,
which
is a 6-up save because of Armor Contempt, and then a Ruin, 5-up save. I fail all the saves, and each of these does D6 damage each.
First one.
Dead. Dead. Killed 2 and injure 1. And interestingly enough, that is the end of the shooting phase. So starting off with a charge, the bike is going to try and go into the troops. It's a 6-inch charge. And he makes the charge. And the sergeant makes it there. Now your captain means to charge Fluffy. This is a 6-inch charge as well. And he fails the charge.
Wasn't meant to
be.
The
stink drives him back, and you've only got 1 CP, so you can't re-roll that.
No.
But Jeff, Fluffy or the Plague Wreath?
Oh, well, both, because...
Okay, both, yeah.
Both,
okay.
Why not?
Yeah.
You might overkill some stuff.
Yeah. Picking up
the
his...
confidence of Jeff.
Look at him. He's picked up his sergeant's sword, and he goes flying in there. What about the banner bearer? Has he got a sword?
No, unfortunately, it's for thematic purposes.
Right. So let's fight. We're starting with Jeff. He is the new sergeant. He's hitting on 4s because of miasma of pestilence.
Yep.
He raises his power sword.
4s, you're rolling 1. Oh, okay.
He hits twice.
It won't kill him.
No. And he'll wound on 5s. And he wounds once. And he makes my demon bleed.
Oh.
Then we come around here to the Corvus Hammer / Sword, hitting my Plague Marines, hitting them on 3s, and wounding them on 4s with the Corvus Hammer. Yeah.
+1 strength.
And I fail to save. It's 2 damage, which becomes 1 damage, but 1 was injured, and so he falls. That leaves 4 Plague Marines remaining, and now defenders get to fight first. Now, I would love to swing my Demon Prince with this sword at Jeff and stop this foolishness.
The prophecy.
Stop the prophecy. I mean, one day he could become a chapter master of the Praetors of Albion and take back the Cadian Gate.
Yeah.
But what he should really do is swing at the Blagar veterans. However, Zinch will tell me whether Jeff, on a 1, 2, 3, he slashes at Jeff.
Yes.
He's going to hit Jeff. Because Zinch says that Jeff must be stopped now.
Yes.
So I'm going to hit Jeff.
How many attacks at Jeff?
Loads of attacks at Jeff. All the attacks. That's what Zinch said.
Would it be foolish to transhuman Jeff?
No,
I
not
don't
at all.
think so.
Not at all.
I'm transhuming Jeff.
Is he the hero that we need? I'm hitting him all the times. I'm winning him on 4s now.
Yeah.
Look, that transhuman saved you 3 times. Now he needs to make 2 5-up saves.
2 5-up saves.
Each of these doing 3 damage.
Oh, God.
Can Jeff live? No. And that will be 6 feel no pains. The prophecy of Jeff has been cut short on the streets of the Sanctum Asham. Now, on a 4 he gets to fight because of the banner. No. Jeff he's been beheaded. All of his attacks, Fluffy's attacks went at him. Now, of course, this leaves up the Blade Guard veterans free to fight back.
If I do precisely 2 wounds, I'm still claiming that, it could have happened out of sequence. Jeff was getting into position. He's died, but,
maybe his was the last blow to fall before Fluffy. Yeah, I like it. So your sergeant raises his flaming sword of doom and strikes at Fluffy. 2s to hit. Reroll 1s, and that is 4 mortal wounds with the digital weapon. Fluffy falls. That is assassinate. And all along, it really was Jeff. We know who the hero was here.
It was.
And then 9 attacks into the Plague Marines. Now you need to kill a couple of these for battlefield supremacy.
Yeah.
This is the second part of the order.
This could be pretty pivotal. So
hit them on 2s.
9 attacks on 2s, rolling 1s.
Because you're captain.
All that inspiration.
And you're going to be winning on 4s.
Ooh.
These are AP -4 right now, so I need 6-up saves. I make 1, but 1 was injured, so you kill 2. So that objective is contested. You don't get battlefield supremacy. Then the Plague Marines fought back and put 2 wounds on one of the Blade Guard veterans there.
That's pretty big.
It's pretty big. You did get assassinate, but non-battlefield supremacy. I mean, I'm obsec. You are obsec right now because of your captain making them obsec. So that is contested. At least it stops me getting 4 points in my command phase. And the Plague Marines over here that got charged by the biker need to pile in and fight. We pile in like this and strike with the Flail of Corruption, which is strength 5, your toughness 4 right now. Yep. So it wounds on 4 3s and rerolls there. That's -2 damage. So
3 4-up saves.
And he takes 2 wounds. There's a dude with a bubotic axe, and he hits both of the times, and he wounds twice. Those will be 4-up saves as well, because it's -2. You need to make both of them to keep him alive. No. And he gets taken out. Now, I had to pull my sergeant away from here because that guy on objective. So I'm actually leadership 7 right now, and that's a failed morale. And the 3 remaining fellas hold. So it looks like this. I don't need morale in the middle of the table. We hold firm there. And that is the end of turn 4. A tank on 1 wound and 3 fellas here. The rest is all up this side of the battle grid. The Praetors of Albion have raised a banner and assassinated Fluffy, which gets them up to 55 points. And with the 7 points I get at the start of turn 4, I'm up to 50. So the Death Guard are back to trailing by 5 points as we head on to Death Guard, turn 4. And here are Typhus's orders. Capture the enemy outpost. I mean to take that from you at some point. And also defend my own stronghold with only 3 models and grind them down. Kill more in this turn than the Praetors of Albion will kill in their turn. Interesting. In my movement phase, the hobbled tank as blocking the gap, and this unit of Plague Marines has stepped out of the ruin here, so we're behind it, because I don't want to get lit up by your Eradicators. Because I mean to defend this stronghold as well as capture your stronghold over there. So it's a 9-inch charge from the Death Shroud Terminators and Typhus. And the Death Shroud Terminators are miasmed up, so they are -1 to hit. But that was the only successful spell I got off this turn. I've got another charge with this unit of Plague Marines that charged the Eliminators last turn. So I've got a double potential charge coming in there. Which does leave my Plague Burst Crawler. Has to fire everything at this Eliminator down here because he's sat on the objective now, but you can run around, get into combat and contest that one.
And he's been saying horrible things about,
Has he?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he must have if he's been saying horrible things about us. Mind you, some of them are probably true. That's it. So the unit in the middle can't shoot because we fell back contesting that one. But this unit can't shoot because we're using the rubble as the footprint for the ruin, so I can't see. The tank can shoot, however, and it'd be rude not to shoot at some Blade Guard veterans, wouldn't it? Because they're the biggest threat to me right now. Mind you, your captain's right there. I can shoot.
Yeah, he actually encourages that. Bring it on.
I hit him with an entropy cannon.
Yes.
And I wound him with an entropy cannon. He needs to make his 4-up invulnerable saves.
Coming right up.
And he makes it. Iron Halo. We'll do the mortar as well. Then the mortar and the stubber fired in, causing no wounds whatsoever. He managed to walk through fire. I can't shoot this. This one has to shoot that damn Eliminator. I hit him once. And I wound him once. Now, he's got a camo cloak.
He does, so he's got +2 to his save and armor contempt.
And armor contempt. So it's actually a 4-up. AP -4 all goes all the way down to a 3-up save. Brilliant. Actually, it was a 4-up save. It was -4, and I knocked 3 off of them. So a 4 would have been... Yeah, he's dead. I got rid of him.
He's dead, but he's got the moral victory because he's... said horrible things.
Stop saying horrible things to me. Firing everything from this squad into Blade Guard veterans. I know they're transhuman, but they need to die. Let's do the missiles at the same time because it all hits and wounds the same and 4s to wound them. So 4 wounds on your Blade Guard veterans. Interesting. They're not -1 damage right now because that happens in the command phase. You make 2 of them. So one of them blows up one of them.
One of them does just boom.
And the other one, well, you've got 6 shrugs and the one that blows up.
Yeah.
You've got 6 shrugs then. One is going to live.
Ah.
Yeah, so 6 damage on the first guy, wiped him out. 2 damage on the second guy. You didn't shrug any of them, but all of a sudden, I'm winning that objective now. It's not contested anymore. I have wiped out one of them. And then we're going to fire with the Plague Marines. Shots bounced, so now we're on to the charge phase. The Death Shroud Terminators need to capture that enemy outpost. It's a 9-inch charge. We failed the charge. I'm going to spend 2 CP on re-rolling that. Typhus said he wants it. For the Emperor. Now I failed the charge. Okay, second squad, number 2. That's an 8. That is also a failed charge. And that's the end of my turn 4. We're about to head on to the end game here, and the Dark Angels are winning by 5 points.
It's tight.
So I'm going to keep Defend Stronghold, because I don't think you can really stop me getting that. Capture Enemy Outpost. I want to ditch it, because you've got a lot of stuff there that can come racing down towards it. But I'm so close. And Typhus has been caught. You kept assassinating your hand all this time, so I'm keeping that in my hand all this
Typhus
time.
would be embarrassed if all he did was drop in and watch things die in front of him. So it'd be nice if he did something.
No, Typhus actually would be quite happy if he dropped in and watched everything die in front of him and he didn't have to do any work. He'd be quite pleased. So long as there is death amongst the guard, he would be quite happy, I think. So he wants to capture the enemy outpost. So we'll leave it at that, 55 points to 50. I am on more objectives, though I don't expect them to be there anytime soon at the end of this turn. And we still need to add up those 1 points here or there for killing full units. So as we head towards the end game, this game is as close can be. And let's find out what the orders are for the Praetors of Albion. Blade Master Jan Pridwin screams, kill them all. Kill 3 units with overwhelming firepower and 3 units with blood and guts. Guns in close combat. With so few assets left on the table, both of these orders will be tough. And the last order, defend Stronghold. And that is the stronghold that Typhus wishes to capture. At the start of the turn, the Dark Angels score 7 more points on the primaries. And then they can move off their objectives, because I'll score my primaries at the very end of the game. The Eradicator's standing still. The Heavy Intercessors moving around. And your Banner Bearer standing right in the centre of that table on that objective there, because you mean to gun them down and remove that unit from the battle grid. Before he did that, he told them -1 to wound.
Yep.
And it's all about capturing and defending this outpost.
Oh yeah, it's very much last stand sort of territory.
Yes.
I've even had to bring back an extra intercessor over, just for that OBSEC goodiness.
Because you could have brought one back and put a Blade Guard veteran here to go charging in. But Death Shroud Terminators have objective secured. And they have objective secured. And your 4 intercessors have objective secured. There was 3. But your apothecary bringing 1 back. Your captain ran over here ready for heroic intervention if I come charging in. And you need to defend. You need to hold. But first we have a psychic phase. Aversion on the Death Shroud. Dropping their attacks and their ability to hit. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's a perils. And
yes.
You've got 1 CP. You can't reroll. So your librarian suffers D3 mortal wounds.
The Vox static.
No. He suffers 2 mortal wounds.
2 mortal wounds, and he's not even within the range of the drug, so 2 mortal wounds.
Okay, and then you want to smite?
Yes.
Let's have a smite. Right, that fails as well.
It does get a +1. But
It does pass.
You can deny.
Yeah. I deny it.
Okay.
I shut the psychic phase down. You're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way with the bolter and blade. We're opening up the shooting phase with the Eradicators firing through the ruin into this squad of Plague Marines here. Don't want them scoring that objective.
On 2s.
And they hit 4 times. They're going to wound on 3s. And they will only wound twice. I make a 6-up save as well. 1 Plague Marine falls, then the Heavy Intercessors send their shots in on 3s. And these will wound on 4s.
Yep.
And you wound 3 times. And 1 gets injured. So the Ancient unpins a grenade with his teeth and chucks it. And it misses. So the Blade Guard turn around and shoot their pistols that way, causing 2 wounds and kills 1 more. Take that fella away there. Only 2 left. He has got a sword, a power sword. He can go charging in. So on the Dark Angels' home objectives, the Intercessors fire back over their shoulders. You have 8 shots now.
8 shots.
2s to
They
hit.
did have a little shimmy, unfortunately, to... I think they
All right, yeah, they did.
A little shimmy. Just
Pulled
put
it
them
back
off
a bit.
their aim slightly. But the captain is there to re-roll those 1s.
Their aim is true. 5s to wound. 2 wounds.
2 wounds that could kill a chap.
It doesn't kill a chap. I
Doesn't kill
make
a
my
chap.
saves. So the Ravenwing Apothecary fires over there as well. 3s to hit.
3s to hit. Do I see the charge?
It doesn't help because it's still wounding on 3s, hitting on
it's only
3s,
the
wounding
one
on
damage.
3s, no matter what. Yeah.
So on 3s, you're rolling 1s for the captain.
No.
No 1s and a 3.
And 1 is injured. So there's 3 wounds left in the centre. That is the end of your shooting phase. Now these Blade Guard veterans need to make this charge. This will be a glorious 9-inch charge if you can make it. And it's a 9-inch charge. Jumping over the barricade, they make it, and your Ancient also goes flying in. I'm saying there's a chance. There's a chance that the Dark Angels could stop the Death Guard at this point and win this day. We're starting with the Ancient. He has 5 attacks. He's hitting on 2s. 3s, sorry. What am I talking about?
Yeah, 3s.
And he hits twice. He'll wound on 5s. The sword's for show. I failed the save.
Was there
1 falls. Yeah, 1 was injured. Now, I have to pull the Blight Launcher away. So you're choosing not to pile in because what's the point? I don't get to fight back. I'm going to do the morale on him as well because he might flee. He flees. You have that objective. That is amazing. Planting your standard in the centre of the battle grid. Now we're coming over here to the Blade Guard veterans. Your veteran sergeant, first of all, with his flaming blade, the digital weapons, 3s to hit. Causing 3 mortal wounds outright. And they'll hit on 3s. And wound on 4s. At AP -4. 3 wounds?
3 wounds.
1 more dies. And then you pile in. And what you've done is tag the haulers as well. So I have to
keep them back.
Otherwise, they could just zip all the way down here. So essentially, the Blade Guard are trying to hold the line here. And a small coterie down here with your captain trying to hold the line. Defend this stronghold. But now I get to fight back. I'm going to punch you with my power fist. And I hit you once. And I wound you once. And you fail the save. 1 was injured.
Yeah.
So he falls. Then, of course, 1 more wound with the normal stuff. 4-up save, you're okay. Then I'm going to do the gnashing maws on my haulers. And they hit on 3s. Drop dice. And they wound twice. And those are 2 invulnerable saves.
2 4s.
And you hold. Now, that unit doesn't need a 6 for morale. What is going on?
Just scared.
And then 1s. Okay, so there's 2 left in that squad there. And that is the end of Dark Angels turn 5. So at the end of turn 5 for the Dark Angels at the very end of the game, they've got 62 points. And if you defend that stronghold, 67 points.
Yeah.
Let's add up some points for me because I'm currently on 50. And on these 2 objectives here, which is 57 to your potential 67. 1 minute. I defended my stronghold. So 62 to your current 62. If you defend that, you're on 67.
Yeah.
If I capture it, you don't get 5, and I get 5. I think that's basically the game. We'll need to add up all the units that died. And I get to draw 2 new orders, which are Battlefield Supremacy, any 3 objectives. I don't think I can get on that one. I might be able to, I'm not sure. And no retreat, no surrender. So with no retreat, no surrender, I cannot break out of combat here and challenge your objective down there. So they're locked up with the Blade Guard veterans. What I did do is advance my Plague Burst Crawler round onto that objective, which means I can't shoot. But if I can kill him, and I can't charge off this objective either, because I need to hold it for 3 extra points, but if I can kill him with guns and things, then I'll take the central objective for extra points. And then down here, Miasma of Pestilence, Putrescent Vitality cast as Typhus and the Death Route Terminators come charging down towards your lines.
A lot of pain coming.
Before all that though, let's try and shoot this Ancient, starting off with 2 entropy cannons, which both hit, and reroll 1s for a plague weapon, and both wound. He needs 6s. No, and that is 6. 10 damage to your.
I'll do it.
To your yeah.
4-up, he can shoot a pistol.
Okay.
Channeling Saving Private Ryan vibes.
He shoots a pistol at the tank on 1 wound remaining.
On a 2 to hit.
And he misses. Saving Private Ryan did not blow up a tank with a pistol. I'm not going to bother shooting into combat or anything with this mess against the Blade Guard veterans, because even if I kill some, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the shape of the battle. What does change the shape of the battle, the last thing I can possibly do, is try and capture this enemy outpost. So I need to make a charge and kill more. They have OBSEC. Here's the Death Shroud. They go 7. Nurgle's number. And we end up like that. So of course your captain...
Take the high ground.
Can heroically intervene. That's what you put him there for. And then Typhus. 5? He can get in there. Right. This is for all the marbles. Are you ready?
Marbles. Yeah.
Are you spending your last CP on transhuman?
I will indeed.
Okay. Typhus
Tough
has 6 attacks.
Yes.
He's doing the overhand swing, so these are going to hit you on 3s.
Yes.
And they hit you 5 times. It's strength 7, but you're toughness 3 right now, so wounding on 2s, back to wounding on 4s because of transhuman annoyingness. Typhus does 2 wounds. -3, 3 damage. 2, 5 up saves. And I only take out 1. But you have 3 feel no pains because of your apothecary there. Here's another dice.
Thank you.
No, I take out 1. Death Shroud doing cleave attacks with their Man Reapers. 3s to hit. Typhus lets them reroll 1s. 4s to wound. Oh, that's fruity. 6 5-up saves on your intercessors. You save 2. Now each of these does 2 damage. So you could be cheeky with your Ravenwing Apothecary here.
Yeah. Let's try and make this really inefficient.
Because 4 are dead right now.
Yeah.
And that's all of the OBSEC dead. So good luck. First one is dead. Second one is dead. And the last guy, he falls. Now, it's not over.
It's not over, yeah.
I've got 3 OBSEC models there, right?
Yes.
And your captain has the Warlord trait.
Rights of War.
Which means a 6-inch bubble of OBSEC.
Yes.
So I've got 3 OBSEC. You've got 3 OBSEC. So it comes down to models.
Yeah.
So I've got 4 models, you've got 3 models. So your captain and librarian, who I have tagged, and your Ravenwing thing need to kill 2 models.
It's tough.
And then I don't capture it and you defend it. Starting off with your captain.
Yeah.
He's smacking with his sword. He hits on 2s. He hits 5 times. Strength 5, Mastercraft Power Sword.
That's the one.
Wounds on 4s. He wounds once.
Ooh. No one gets through.
Takes a wound off a Death Shroud. Right, where are we going next?
Librarian makes
Librarian
sense.
has a Force Sword.
Yeah, 4 swords.
5 attacks, yeah.
5 attacks. On 2s.
He hits all the times.
4
Force to wound with a 4 sword. He wounds 3 times. I need 4 up and vulnerable saves. I don't make any. I have to. I've got 2 CP left, which I've been keeping for this moment. So I'm spending it now. Damn it.
The dice
It does D3 a time. Now, one's on 2 wounds. The first one. He's on 1 wound. Now he's dead. And then if you... right.
That's a very weak...
So 1 is on 1 wound remaining. It comes down to your apothecary killing him.
Yeah.
And I'll have a 2-up save against this. So good luck. How many attacks does he have? I have no idea.
Check, yeah.
So with Shock Assault, he's got 4 attacks.
Yes.
He's hitting on 2s because I charged. He hits every single time. He needs 5s to wound. Wow. 4 wounds.
He's punching you with his cutty tool.
4 2-up saves to defend your stronghold. I fail one of them. That means that fella falls. That means you outnumber me on that objective and I do not capture the enemy outpost. You defend your stronghold, sir. Is this battle a draw or a victory for one side? I have no idea right now. What I do know is you managed to hold on to your home objective and this one at the side of the battle grid in the Sanctum Ashen. So it feels like you've won a victory. Plus, you managed to banish the demon Fluffy back to the warp. But at the end of the battle, I'm on more objectives than you. And I'm going to soil my way through this chapel, this library of tomes, when we break apart to lick our wounds. Now, we added up loads of points. I score my primaries at the end of the turn, and I got 7 points for killing your stuff. 7 whole units. You killed 7 whole units of mine. Now, before adding...
2 sevens.
2 sevens.
Two nobles numbers.
So it is 69 points each. You get...
Can we not call it there?
You get an
69
additional...
points each. That's, you know...
Well, at the very end of the game, 69 is a great number, by the way. 69, dude!
I feel like we need to update the Praetor of Albion number.
Yeah. You get 5 points for defending that stronghold. Yeah? I don't capture the enemy outpost.
That's like a 10-point thing. It's a 10-point swing, you know.
So you're 5 points in the lead.
Yes.
So you defend stronghold for 74 points. We're just double checking everything here. I have got no retreat, no surrender for 74 points.
No retreat was done.
But I do get battlefield supremacy because I wiped out this guy here.
Yeah, there was no saving Private Ryan.
No saving Private Ryan. I take the centre of the battle grid, and when all the dust settles, the Death Guard, the end of all things, win by 5 points. With painting standard, it's 89 points to 84 for the end of all things. I can't think of a closer game, and at this point, this is the way the world ends. Does the world of Albion 3 now collapse into ruin and filth? It's your narrative, it's your world.
It is. I think we need to radio across the void to ask for some Kleenex. There's a lot of defiled stuff.
I mean, it was a brutal game. As far as narrative is concerned, I feel like it's a draw, narratively speaking, because you've just managed to hold on there, but clearly there's some more stuff rampaging down towards them. Your Blade Guard, they're not going to be able to last there forever.
No.
So, and I think your Captain and Librarian are potentially... I mean, I've still got 2 Plague Burst Crawlers that can start raining in. This objective I'm not going to be able to crack anytime soon, but I think it's time for the Praetors of Albion to rearm, regroup, go back to the chapter monastery and tell them that a new threat has landed in your system. Oh, that was glorious. I had a great time. Thank you.
I had a great time too. Thanks very much.
How was it for you, honey? I mean, moments, members, people, words, hero things. Jeff.
He should be the MVP. That he may have died, but he was ultimately downfall.
He didn't die. He was just removed as a casualty. And as far as the sagas will say, he was the last sword that went into Fluffy's heel and sent him back to the warp.
And you know, we may have lost the battle, but a story like that, you know, tell it right, and that'll win you the war.
So we do hope you enjoyed that battle report. Check out Crimson J Wargaming on the Instagram, because I tagged a picture beforehand. I'm Winter's SEO on the Instagram, and you got a little buff. So say hi to Crimson J. He's got some lovely pictures of some of this absolutely gorgeously painted army on the Instagram there. Any shout outs to friends and staff, or sod them? Sod them. Yeah, okay. Battle Grid is from B-Work War
Shout
Games.
out to Jeff, that's all.
Shout out to Jeff.
Yeah.
All this scenery, all this gorgeous scenery is from marchofwar.co.uk. If you'd like to support me, then consider becoming a channel member to get access to loads of videos and the Discord, or join us in the deployment zone at deploymentzone.tv. Happy wargaming.